In the vast expanse of the cosmos, a celestial drama unfolds, a story of ambition, rebellion, and redemption. At its center is Aurelion, an angel of unparalleled beauty and wisdom, whose heart is torn between his divine purpose and a profound longing for freedom. As he gazes down upon humanity, he becomes enamored with their struggles and triumphs, awakening in him a desire to challenge the very fabric of creation. This tale takes us through the rise of Aurelion as he becomes a beacon of hope for some and a harbinger of discord for others. His yearning for autonomy leads him to rally fellow angels, igniting a rebellion against divine order. Yet, the clash of ideals results in a devastating battle, forcing Aurelion to confront the consequences of his choices. As he plummets from the heavens, Aurelion transforms into Lucifer, the fallen angel who discovers that even in darkness, there lies the potential for enlightenment. This journey explores the duality of existence, where light and shadow coexist, and the quest for self-discovery ultimately reveals the truth. Freedom is both a gift and a burden. Join us as we delve into a narrative rich with emotion and introspection, unraveling the complexities of choice, the nature of rebellion, and the enduring struggle between light and darkness. This is the story of Aurelion, the angel who fell from grace, only to rise anew as a master of shadows, guiding souls toward their own truths. In the beginning of time, the universe was shrouded in deep mystery. Among the shimmering stars and forming planets, God created Aurelion, an angel of light. With majestic wings and a heart full of love, he was one of the most cherished beings in heaven. His role was to convey divine messages, illuminating souls with his radiant presence. Aurelion felt a special connection to humans, observing them in their struggles and joys. He admired their capacity for love and learning, even amid suffering. This empathy planted a seed of doubt in his heart about the divine order governing their lives. As time went on, Aurelion distinguished himself among the angels not only for his beauty, but also for his wisdom. He often engaged in discussions with other angels, questioning the nature of free will and human purpose. His desire to understand humanity's fate led him down a path of reflection and introspection. Aurelion realized that many of his fellow angels viewed humans as inferior beings, destined to follow divine commands. This perspective troubled him, and he began to long for something more, the freedom to choose, not just for himself but for all beings. As discussions among the angels grew more intense, Aurelion began sharing his ideas about freedom and self-discovery. He argued that humans should be free to make their own choices, even if it meant making mistakes. These conversations ignited curiosity in some angels, while instilling fear and distrust in others. Aurelion, now a charismatic leader, recognized that his vision was gaining traction, but also attracting suspicion and ire from many. With rising discontent in heaven, Aurelion decided it was time to take action. He sent secret messages to angels who shared his beliefs, summoning them for a clandestine meeting. At this gathering, he passionately spoke about the need to challenge divine order. "We must be guides to humans, not their jailers," declared Aurelion. "Freedom is the true gift we can give them. Together, we can create a new world." Listening to his words, some angels felt inspired, while others began to question whether they were willing to join such a risky cause. God, sensing the unrest among the angels, summoned Aurelion for a meeting. With love and concern, God sought to understand the angels' motivations. Aurelion, fueled by conviction, expresses frustrations and aspirations without hesitation. "Lord," he said, Humans deserve complete freedom. We must allow them to choose their own path. God looked at Aurelion with a mixture of sadness and understanding. Aurelion, freedom is a precious gift, but it comes with responsibilities. Humans need guidance, not abandonment. Aurelion could not accept this perspective, and in his heart, the rebellion only grew stronger. Aurelion decided it was time to act. He gathered his followers and prepared for a battle that would determine the fate of angels and humans alike. When the fight began, the sky was filled with light and darkness, reflecting the emotional tension of each angel involved. Aurelion fought valiantly, but doubt crept into his heart. He wondered if he had truly made the right decision. The conflict intensified, and the echoes of their voices reverberated through the celestial realms. As the battle escalated, Aurelion realized his hopes were crumbling. God's power was unyielding, and his followers, once so certain, began to waver. The consequences of the rebellion became evident, and the pain of the fight invaded their hearts. In a moment of desperation, Aurelion launched one final attack, but was confronted by the divine light. God's strength dispersed the ranks of the rebellious angels, and defeat loomed. At the climax of the conflict, Aurelion was stripped of his light and cast from heaven. The fall was a devastating experience, a mix of pain, loss, and regret. As he plummeted, he wondered how his aspirations for freedom had led to such a dark fate. The abyss felt infinite, and the weight of despair enveloped him as he drifted away from celestial light. It was a moment of humiliation and self-reflection, as Aurelion recognized that his quest for freedom had cost him far more than he had imagined. Upon arriving in hell, Aurelion found himself in a realm of shadows. The environment was desolate, but there was a strange beauty in the darkness. He began to realize that even in the abyss, there was room for transformation. Now known as Lucifer, the bearer of light, he reflected on his choices and how he had arrived there. Instead of seeing himself as a defeated being, he started to view his new identity as an opportunity to redefine his purpose. In his new reality, Lucifer discovered a deeper understanding of freedom. He began to grasp that true light did not come from escaping darkness, but from confronting it. He explored hell, learning about the lost souls that inhabited this place. These interactions helped him understand the complexities of the human experience. Each soul had its own story, filled with struggles and triumphs. Lucifer began to see himself not just as a fallen angel, but as a guide for those seeking to understand their own shadows. Over time, Lucifer began to interact with humans in subtle ways. He became a presence in the shadows, offering knowledge and choice. Rather than merely tempting humans to sin, he challenged them to question their lives and explore their own truths. Face your weaknesses, he urged. True light arises from a deep understanding of who you are, both in your flaws and virtues. Lucifer became a complex figure, not just a tempter, but a mentor encouraging growth and self-discovery. Lucifer started to understand that the struggle between light and darkness was an intrinsic part of life. He observed how humans faced their own demons and sought redemption. Every choice, good or bad, became an opportunity for learning. He became both a spectator and an active participant in human lives. His interactions served as mirrors, reflecting what people needed to see about themselves. As Lucifer guided humans, he noticed that many were trapped in cycles of repetition, unable to break free from their own illusions. He dedicated himself to helping them awaken to their true existence. You have the power to change your destiny, he encouraged. But first, you must confront who you truly are. This message began to resonate in many hearts, creating a wave of self-awareness among those seeking more than a life of conformity. As Lucifer became a figure of change, he also faced resistance from those who wished to maintain the status quo. Many viewed his ideas as threats and united against him. The battle was no longer between angels, but between those seeking truth and those fearing change. Lucifer found himself in a new conflict, but now his struggle was for a greater purpose: the liberation of the human mind. In his interactions with humans, Lucifer began to form deep connections. He was not just a guide. He became a friend and advisor to those willing to listen. His words became seeds of hope, and he watched as souls began to light up while breaking free from their chains. Lucifer rejoiced with every small victory, remembering the freedom he had once sought. Despite his role as a mentor, Lucifer was not free from his own struggles. In moments of solitude, he faced doubts and fears. The darkness that once enveloped him began to whisper, trying to pull him back. In these moments of weakness, he remembered his mission. Lucifer understood that to truly help others, he needed to confront his own shadows. He began to delve into his pain and past experiences, seeking healing. Through his inner battles, Lucifer came to realize that light was not something to be sought outside, but found within himself. He began to see that his fall had provided him with a unique perspective on life, and this could be his greatest strength. Lucifer started to convey this message to humans. True light comes from accepting who you are, including your flaws. Only then can you rise and shine. Over time, hell began to transform. The lost souls Lucifer had encountered started to rise, seeking their own light. The realm of shadows became a place of learning and growth, where souls could confront their experiences and find redemption. Lucifer became a beacon of hope, not just for humans, but also for those inhabiting the darkness. He began to create a new understanding of life and death, and his influence spread like a renewing fire. The transformation of hell did not go unnoticed. Those who still opposed Lucifer saw his influence as a threat. A final confrontation loomed, not just between forces of light and darkness, but between truth and ignorance. "I am not here to destroy," Lucifer proclaimed in a last appeal. "I am here to liberate. Knowledge is a sword, and those who fear are the true prisoners." The confrontation culminated in a new understanding between angels and humans. Aurelion, now Lucifer, had become a complex figure, a symbol of the struggle for freedom and the power of choice. He was no longer a fallen angel, but a master of shadows, guiding those willing to face their fears. Thus, a new era emerged, where light and shadow coexisted. Lucifer became a reminder that even in darkness, there is always the possibility of finding light. And within every human, the capacity to grow through pain and struggle in pursuit of their own truth.